Throw down to second in time. Staten on the run, and he jams it home.
Nixon, the runner comes home, they got her.
What a tough shot, and there's McLemore. Oh, wow!
Presented by Dr. Pepper, this is the Big 12 Report. Welcome to our first show of 2013. I'm Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com correspondent, alongside co-host Carter Babb.
Thanks, Wendell. You know, it's good to be back after a few weeks off. Making it to a bowl game is always fun for players and coaches to end a season and get to do some fun activities, and not to mention some of the free stuff that comes along with it. Now today, though, we're going to take a look at some of the things teams do on these bowl trips to help give back to the community around them and really make a difference.
Bowl season has wrapped up, and most fans assume that for the student athletes, a bowl trip is a vacation that ends with a game. Free food, a nice hotel, gift bags, and police escorts everywhere you go. But bowl teams also get involved with the community they're visiting. For instance, before playing in the Heart of Dallas Bowl, Oklahoma State's players put in some volunteer time at the North Texas Food Bank.
We had a good pace. Ron Robinson kind of held us up in the beginning with the bags, but we made up for it on the back end. I almost had at least put 100 in the bag myself. I don't know what everybody else was doing. I worked harder than everybody.
The Oklahoma State players spent their time selecting items from bins and filling bags that will be delivered to children in need.
It brings a lot of joy to know that I'm helping others, and there's others out there starving, and I know that I'm helping them have another meal.
It feels really good. You know, you never know how good you have it until you help somebody else out, and I feel like we kind of learned that just being here at Oklahoma State and then doing this today. It's always good to represent school and your family's in a positive manner, and Coach Gundy preaches that to us all the time. So just make sure that we, exemplify that in the community and spread the wealth around.
Especially during this time of the year, that those of us that have family and are fortunate enough to have things to give and share and food, and there's a number of people that don't, and we're really excited about making sure the players understand and they realize how fortunate they are to have each other, to be able to recognize that, our players and our fan base, to come down, one, playing a bowl game, be in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and two, give something back to people that don't have as much and aren't as fortunate as most of us.
The Heart of Dallas Bowl is unique because the proceeds go to charity, specifically helping eliminate homelessness in the Dallas area. And while Oklahoma was in town for the Cotton Bowl, the entire Sooners team and Coach Bob Stoops visited the patients at Children's Medical Center in Dallas.
Coach Stoops always emphasizes, going out in the community and helping other people, doing stuff like this. So, with his visits to the Children's Hospital in Oklahoma City, he sets a great example for all of us to go out into the community and, kind of give back, be able to use our position as college athletes to make a difference in people's lives. So, it's great to come here someplace like this and, just brighten the kids' day that may be struggling through a battle with, an illness. And so we're happy to do it. And, we've had a lot of fun here. We even got some autographed hats from the kids. So pretty excited to be here, and we're just happy that we could, come and, make their day a little bit. They keep asking you for your autograph, and, you ask them for theirs, and it kind of brightens their day a little bit, kind of caught off guard. So, we all started doing it, and all ended up with some autograph hats, and it's, kind of a cool keepsake to have, of a good memory of this trip.
I think it's great that so many Big 12 bowl teams can take parts in events like that are really worthwhile and help the community.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I got to go along for the Oklahoma State visit at the North Texas Food Bank, and also when Oklahoma was with Children's Medical Center, and particularly at Children's, to see all those kids getting autographs and giving autographs to the Sooners was a pretty neat deal.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really great that they were out there doing that kind of stuff.
That's right. Made their day. All right, Wendell, well, with football season finally over, let's turn to basketball. Conference play is starting to heat up. So why don't you tell us about a few of the games coming up this weekend that stand out?
That's why we got this here. All right, now we're rolling into week 2 of the schedule for both the men and the women. And there are a couple of big games to keep an eye on Saturday on the men's side. There's a little more juice in Bedlam this season, and Oklahoma State is at Oklahoma. The Cowboys lost a tough opener at K-State, and the Sooners got a valuable road win at West Virginia. I think the key to this game is going to be Oklahoma State freshman Marcus Smart. He's playing like a player of the year. He's averaging 14.3 points a game, 6.1 rebounds, 4.9 assists, and he leads the Big 12 in steals with 2.6. There's no player in the Big 12 that has those kind of statistics. Another game to watch is Kansas State at West Virginia. A road victory would be huge for the Wildcats, and Player of the Week Rodney Magruder has been outstanding during the team's 5-game winning streak. He's averaging nearly 20 points a game and shooting 53%. And looking a little bit further ahead, we've got Big Monday cranking up next Monday at 8 p.m. on ESPN. Baylor visits Kansas. The Bears have never won in Lawrence, but Baylor has been impressive early in conference play. Now you need to check out a women's doubleheader Sunday on FSN. Oklahoma State is at Texas, and the Cowgirls are trying to recover from an 0-2 start in conference play. They're coming off a 76-59 thrashing of Kansas Tuesday night in Stillwater. And the Jayhawks will also have to bounce back after that loss. They're at home against Baylor on Sunday. Baylor's back to number 1 in the rankings, and they've won their first 2 Big 12 games by a combined 73 points.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, I'm excited, for conference play. I mean, with such a balanced league for the men and the women, there should be no shortage of good games to watch this year.
That's true.
That's right. All right, Wendell. Well, now it's time for my favorite part, and I'm sure all of your favorite parts of the show, is the world-famous weekly shout-outs, the first edition of 2013, no less. So what's been happening in this new year, Wendell?
That's right. The Mayans were incorrect. They
That's
said
right. We are here.
The shout-outs would stop
We are
in
indeed
2012, but they have continued into 2013. And as we mentioned, the calendar has just flipped to January. So it's time to start thinking about sports that are even other than basketball. We've got preseason rankings for indoor track and field, plus men's and women's tennis released this week, and a lot of Big 12 teams were mentioned. The track and field coaches poll has Texas number 3, Kansas number 22, Kansas State number 22, and Oklahoma 24 in men's track and field, while Kansas is number 2, Iowa State is 8, Texas is 14, and Baylor is 15 on the women's side. Now last year, Kansas finished second in the NCAA Women's Indoor Track and Field Championship. And in tennis, 4 Big 12 men's teams were ranked 29th or higher. Oklahoma, the defending Big 12 champs, check in at number 8, while Baylor is number 15, Texas is 23, Texas Tech is number 29. And in women's tennis, 7 Big 12 teams are ranked 67th or higher. Get your pencils and paper ready, because write this stuff down. Texas is number 11. They top the list as far as Big 12 women are concerned. Baylor is number 15, Texas Tech 21, TCU 35, Oklahoma State at 40, Oklahoma at 44, and Kansas State at number 67. Also, 35 Big 12 tennis student athletes were ranked by the ITA in singles and doubles in the preseason rankings. That was a big shout out. Now, number 2. It's always nice to be recognized by your peers, at least that's what they tell me. Texas coach Mack Brown was elected president of the American Football Coaches Association this week. He was elected at the AFCA National Convention being held in Nashville. And Andrea Hootie of Kansas was selected the National College Strength and Conditioning Coach of the Year by her peers. She's in her 9th year at Kansas. She oversees the strength and conditioning program for all sports, but primarily works with men's basketball. And on December 30th, in a lopsided victory over Alabama State, Iowa State senior Anna Prinz had 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 block shots, and 1 surprise. After winning the Cyclone Challenge, Coach Bill Fennelly took the floor with a microphone to thank the fans for attending. But it was all a setup. Ryan DeHammer is Prinz's longtime boyfriend, and he walked on the floor, dropped to a knee, and he popped the question. In basketball terms, count it. She said yes.
That's right. That's quite a surprise. I feel like it'd be hard to say no in front of all those people. So he had it pretty much wrapped up.
Yes, he did. I think that was very well planned. And Bill Fennelly, the Iowa State coach, was part of the deal. And
gotta have some help sometime.
Yeah, and it was all on video, obviously. So that's a nice way to start out an engagement, is to have it on video.
That's right. All right, well, that'll do it for this week's Big 12 Report. As always, be sure to check out our website at big12sports.com and follow us on Twitter at Big 12 Conference for all the latest news from around the league. We'll see you next week. You got to play big ring. And coaches to get to do things that they don't, take parts in events like that in the community that are well. Sports.com. And as always, check out our Twitter at Big 12 Conference. We'll see you next week. That's horrible. It's my first week on the job. Sorry, folks.
It's saying North Dallas. did it yesterday. It did. I'm not going to drop to one knee and propose to you, okay?
That's the only reason I came here this morning.
Yeah, but you were late.
Is it time to go home yet?